Just bask in this aesthetic here. Now we're talking. Oh yeah. God, I love that. So smooth. That's sweet. You can't tell the pitch just by looking at them, Harry? Smelling them?
Tasting them? 23.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You think? Maybe.
I don't know.
So these are Quicksilvers, which, again, these are the sexiest versions.
The problem with those
23 pitch, Quicksilver.
is look how small the surface area on the blades is. And then it doesn't have a reverse cone on it, so you're never going to be able to go backwards.
That is true.
Yeah, but those are sexier.
Do you think there'll be no backing ability with these?
I mean, I think eventually it'll go somewhere.
It's just going to take a little bit.
A mild breeze will just set you off in any direction.
Oh man, had to get these little puppies out of the cold. Poor things. Found them on my doorstep, just shivering away. Brought them inside to put by the fire so they could warm up. It's okay. It's okay. You guys will be all right. Just kidding. I brought them inside so I can actually paint them. And no, I'm not going to paint them right here in my foyer. I'm going to take these out to the garage. Or actually, probably since they're warm now, I'll just take them back over to the other shop, spray them, and then use the heat gun to cure them to 200 degrees. So these sat overnight. Let's go take them to the other shop and we'll get to painting. Hey, hey, take it easy. Take it easy. Or don't listen to me, it's fine. Again, my wife's gone, so I get to use whatever I want to in the kitchen. Look at that. 60, 65 degrees is the temperature of these big old hunks of aluminum air intakes. And just put this guy back in the drawer. Oh, it doesn't want to turn off, that's okay. Yeah. They're still very dirty on the inside. I need to clean them more. But priorities, paint. Okay, we're all set up. Got our heat gun ready to go to cure these things after I spray them. We got our can of paint all shook up. Look at that red. God, it's gonna be beautiful. Here we go. Let's paint these things. So these things, at least, I mean, as we all know, a good paint job, accent flare, adds at least a few horsepower. Look good, feel good. That's what we're talking about. So while that paint dries, I'm doing what I like to call my new boat inaugural cleaning. I do this for every boat that I buy, which is basically get rid of everything you don't need. The old owners, cleaning supplies, life jackets, random t-shirts, wood, you name it, and then even eradicate the old mouse problem from this thing sitting forever, acorns, you name it. So I am vacuuming out, cleaning out everything that's old and nasty that just doesn't need to be in this boat, and prepping it for the engine reinstall. I just vacuumed out the bilge, but after that I'm gonna use some spray nine and we are going to wipe down the whole bilge so it's clean and ready. I am missing some things. So I have my K-plane hydraulic pump right there, but it appears on this side they've disconnected both things. I don't know why, maybe to help get some stuff out, but anyway, I need to reconnect my trim pump for the drives, and then I also need to install the other K-plane pump on this side. So I'll do that while I can get in here with lots of space. I just tightened up some screws that were loose on this movable seat and slid it back so I can get in here and vacuum stuff. But yes, the inaugural cleaning is underway, and it'll probably trickle down into the cabin too if we're not careful. I'm just eating my little beef jerky snack while I just sit here and look around. Actually, I mean, staying in this old school bolster, there's actually quite a bit of space in this cockpit with that seat slid back all the way. I dig it. I dig it very much so. And then this seat has just a couple of triggers. You pop these and this thing slides up. Look at this beefy ratcheting bracket system that Formula made. Love that. And these all get wiped down too and conditioned. They're a little moldy and gross. But yeah, I mean, 11 people. That's a ridiculous person's count for this boat. We're like 5 people, and that's enough. But again, nice big back seat. Whatever. I love this. If I get crazy today, I may swap my throttles out. Definitely doing that before motors go in. Oh, baby. Man, this thing is gonna be so much fun. Okay, we're going into the hole. This is what you guys wanted to see. The cleanest 1985 speedboat cabin that I have ever set foot in or seen on the internets and photos, you name it. This is so perfectly 1985 with the cork, wood, red velvet accents. If you guys look in the old SR1 Formula like model brochure catalog for the years, they say this is a seat out of the Cessna aircraft from the, you know, whatever, 80s with the folding bolsters, armrests, and yada yada yada. So I guess they put this style of seat in a Cessna back in the day. This is a full cockpit cover, black, beautiful condition. And then of course your tan floors, but all solid. This is my favorite part over here. Check it out. Only a couple mirrors, which is fine. They do have a little bit of crazing. Some upholstery. The really nice metal Bomar hatches, which I miss from my old SR1, but I got them back again. And then the coolest part here is you have a spot for your cassettes, which we're gonna totally leave that how it is. And then your liquor bottles, which we're gonna fill up with, I'm sure, bourbon, tequila, and I don't know what the last one will be, but yeah, that is really sweet. I haven't checked if these seats lift up yet. Nope, they're secured down. And then we got our real clean bed up forward here. It's a little dirty, it looks like, but we'll clean her up. Wow. I love this cabin. I love it, I love it. Now I'm gonna vacuum it. Get rid of a lot of the dust. So here's something with this being a collector's item and all. Yes, it is a collector's item. This is a very clean 85 speedboat, and we are not gonna be doing terrible things to this boat. This will be the, you know, take it out a few times a year and enjoy how it runs and drives and just the nostalgia aspect of it. So I will have other more practical boats, but just like, you know, a classic car, this is gonna be a garage kept classic speedboat. So we're gonna try and preserve it for a very long time, and hopefully it's in my family for a very long time. But let me show you guys something in that tune. Because of the uniqueness of this boat, in '85 it was the second largest model that Formula offered. Yes, please come join me for my talk real quick. Something special about it was it got the same powertrain, power plant as the bigger boat, the 40-footer, the 402 SR1. It also was one of the only boats that had a actual usable head instead of the little pop-up head that would go in the front. And actually on this boat, it's really cool, I just discovered it. Check this out. So you see the little pedestal on the floor? Pop this up. Well, let me move my cushion real quick. Pop this up. Look at that. There's a little teak table and post stored right down there next to some cup holders. That is freaking mint as all get out. And I also discovered the water tank up here. So what I was getting at, I keep getting distracted because it just has so many just kinky yet perfect for the era wood accents. And then of course our little bow scoop, which I freaking love. But here we go, back to what I was talking about. Drum roll please, the head. And let me move this door out of the way. There we go. Yeah, let me get this light over here. So, the head is a special place. Imagine crouching inside of this little compartment here, staring at yourself in this mirror. Here, I'll set you guys up exactly how it would be back then. Yep, so there you go. Staring at yourself in the mirror using the restroom. And I mean, it's kind of special for the day, but you got a macerator switch to pump out your waste. You even have a little button on the wall there for a blower. What I'm getting at, this will never ever be used again on the boat. And for that reason, there's some liquids in the bottom of it. I don't like it. It is getting removed right now. So I can bleach this area out and literally take this, fold it down, have a nice little bench seat, and just let this be storage / a changing room. But again, you'd have to be Houdini to change in a room like this. I'm curious if you guys ever use this as a changing room. But anyway, at the very, I think being generous, at the very least, I will get the fresh water working so we can have a little fresh water at our bar over here in the corner. That would actually be really nice. And it even has a switch for the freshwater pump. Boop, right there. So we're definitely gonna get that going, but I'm gonna remove that toilet and get that thing out of here. Ugh. You hear the sloshing? Oh no. I gotta be careful because now it's open in the back. Please don't break apart. Now that's a sight. You guys gotta see this. For one, come on, buddy. There we go. Cleared out. I'm gonna even unscrew that from the floor and remove it. Because no more porta potty in this 30-foot speedboat. But here, check this out. Ugh, that's going straight to the garbage. Bye bye. Well, I think that's it for right now. We'll come back tomorrow and wipe down the whole boat, and I'm gonna bleach that area in the back where the head is. Maybe bleach a couple other spots too. But stage one of the purge has occurred, and here, I'll show you the aftermath. This is everything we pulled out of the boat. Head, life jackets, a couple things in the trash there. All good stuff to get rid of. In the meantime, I need to figure out what I'm doing with these engines. So we're pretty dang close for these things being ready to go into the boat. My crinkle coat is drying. I don't know if I love how it turned out. It's really red, but we'll see how it looks when it's on the engine. If at the very least, it's gonna just be kinky as all get out. But when I say I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, I need to figure out risers and manifolds for this. So I'm gonna do a little research. I don't wanna spend a ton of money. I'm not gonna put the old PCM and the old knockoff Mercruiser risers back on here, because that's probably why those engines failed in the first place. So because this is just a standard 454 big block now with Magnum MPI fuel injection on it, I'm probably just gonna run cast iron heads and 4-inch risers. There's no reason to put like a dry fancy exhaust on this thing, making 380 horsepower. So I'll pull the trigger when we get closer to being ready to put these in. It's going to cost probably about $1,200 per engine to do it the right way, to put risers and manifolds on these engines. But yeah, holy red. Oh boy. Well, at the very least we can say we tried. Oh man. All right, it's getting dark. I think that's it for today. We'll roll over to tomorrow. It is a Saturday by any means, and there's beer at home and bourbon to drink. I can't help but just stare at this thing. It's beautiful, and I can't wait for it to have a sister, a newer sister, sitting next to it from the 90s. Probably about the same length. I think I've said it already a few times, but I think the 90s boat that I want, before we go into the Fast Tech era formulas, is a 303 SR1 with twin 8.2 big blocks in it, or the Mercury 500 racing motors, which I don't think they put in the 303 SR1. The dream boat from the 90s, and I've got a line on a few of them, it's going to take about $30,000 to $40,000, is the 336 SR1. So 3 feet longer, and those did come with the 500 blue racing motors. So if I can find a 336 with a pair of those, that actually might be ideal. If I can't, and they just have the 496s in it, again, that'd be okay. What I would probably do, oh man, it's tough, but I might build those Gen 6 blocks that are at the machine shop, and then the one that I have back, build those to like 600 naturally aspirated, 500 naturally aspirated horsepower, carburetors, dry exhausts, you name it. So we'll see. That'll be the 90s SR1. And then the Fast Tech, who knows? I'm a dreamer. Fast Tech's, you know, where they went to the stepped hull. I'd love a pair of 525 EFI motors in that, and potentially supercharge it. For that boat, I really like the 353 Fast Tech. That is a really clean looking hull. It's like, in my opinion, it's the perfect length for one of these SR1 and formulas, as far as ratio. cockpit to bow. That's a nice running boat. So we'll see. The Fast Tech, you need about 60,000 bucks. We'll get you an early 2000s Fast Tech. So I'm gonna stick with my rule. I do need one from the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. I could get a late 90s Fast Tech, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stick with my rule in this little pursuit for a Formula speedboat collection. So anyway, rant over and go home, drink bourbon, hang out with my dogs, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, I had to know, because I'm a child, what it was gonna look like. And honestly, it's not hateful. It's goofy as all get out. It's so unnecessary, but I actually kind of love it. Oh man, that's amazing, with the little orange injectors peeking underneath there. Wow. Okay, I mean, I'll take it. Oh my goodness. What a goofy thing to do. And it's just so imperfect. But that's okay. I actually kind of love it. Some 25-year-old motors with freaking crinkle red intakes. Wow. All right, well, there you have it. That's what they'll look like. I mean, kind of kinky, but I've said kinky so many times in this video. I don't know why I'm saying that so often. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, man. Wow. It's the next day. All right, while I procrastinate making the decision to spend a couple $1,000s on manifolds and risers for these engines, which is literally the only thing keeping us from putting them inside the boat at this point, I think I'm going to put these wiring harnesses on, make sure everything fits up properly, and have them dangle there, because one, that ECU like circuitry setup right there, big box, mounts to one of the risers, manifolds. This mounts to the riser over here, and then I've got a flush fitting so I can run fresh water through these and clean the heat exchangers. That mounts to the other manifold. So anyway, slap on wiring harnesses real quick, just to appease the internets. I was pretty surprised that these intake manifolds did fit onto these heads. I sealed the heck out of the gasket and port where the little small exhaust port is, so we'll see how that goes. And then additionally, I did add sealant around these bonds back here for the front and rear dams. So, you know, thank you, internet, but we'll see what ends up happening. Again, this is all for fun, and if we have to pull them back out of the formula, that's okay. Just more content for you guys. So anyway, throw these wiring harnesses on, and then I need to get back into the engine bay and probably rehook up and install my K-plane, which these are the K-planes, which are dusty. That K-plane pump, which is a little rough. I might sand some of this rust off and put some solvent or oil on that bad boy. Yep, got another one. Just a bunch of fins. Somebody really hurt this engine, poor thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened. This is from the correct craft, or the Chris craft. This is its impeller, but someone clearly ran this thing without water and let it sit for another, well, we know the story, but there you go. I mean, good thing we replace these. I got a couple new kits, new wear plates. I mean, these are instrumental to the function of these motors. I mean, they're never supposed to get above 180 degrees. That's even high. So wait for parts, throw this in the trash. I got one harness done. It took me a second to remember the routing, but we got it. I may have a couple injectors mixed up, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. When we try to start it, we'll have to do some swap gnostics for plugs. And then this I really should tie up because it's pretty heavy, and there should be an exhaust manifold here holding it. So I'm gonna get like a zip tie and tie that up for the meantime. So, all right, let's move along to this one. So here's the bummer about all this is I know for a fact that air intake, throttle body, whatever you want to call the plenum, is gonna have to come back off. Now, why? Because it's more than likely I flopped a set of fuel injectors, and you really can't switch them underneath. And yes, my paint job did not turn out how I wanted it to be. It's too damn cold, but guess what? We're gonna leave it. So anyway, I believe the injectors that I possibly flip-flopped are these two right here. So at least I know. Everything else kind of went exactly back where it was supposed to. So anyway, just saying now, this is probably gonna come back off and it's gonna be in the boat, unfortunately. That one went together much easier. And so this harness laid a lot nicer on this engine, and pretty much the injectors harness went exactly where they wanted to go. So I actually, because these two went on so easily, I actually ended up flip-flopping those on that engine as well. So these are rigged the exact same way now, so if we have a problem, it's going to be the same on both of them. And my next individual harnesses that I would check are these upper two, or those front two on the right side there. But anyway, it all went together nicely. Harness is done. Only thing left is manifolds. So now that I've got some more time, let's go get back into the engine bay over here and hook a few things back up and see what parts we might be missing. I know for a fact there's a ground wire on one of my engines right now, and I'm curious. Let's see if I can see it. I don't see anything. Yeah. So I am here. We got chargers over here for battery hookups. So a battery goes there, a battery goes over there. I am going to assume, because I don't see another ground, we've got our one ground here, which, let's see, this is the starboard motor, so this will go on the right side. This ground here will go to a battery, and then when I took these engines out, they actually had a ground wire that connected between the two exhaust manifolds right here. So this wire is going to end up grounding that engine. I don't love that, but if that ends up being the case, for some reason, if the ECUs don't like it, whatever it might be, I'll put a ground wire on this one too and hook it up to the other battery. So if that's the case, I'm going to go ahead and tighten these nuts back here, because I assumed that a ground wire would be going on them, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. So we'll tighten these up, leave them be for now, and I'll climb back in that engine bay. That never gets old. And look at how that's shining. I haven't even touched the hull. That's just in how good of shape it is. Okay, I'm juggling a few things right now. Hang on, let me get up and down into the engine bay real quick. I'll show you just what I did for the last hour and a half. Okay. All right, we're in. Let me sit down. Okay. So obviously now is the time to do all of this very intricate work, anything that I want to address or prep before engines go in. First and foremost, my engine hatch lift here wasn't bedded at all, so I rebedded those and then sealed them. I sealed some holes that are drilled in this coring that's in the side of the hull. Formula intentionally put raised busts here so you can mount things to the wall, glassed over them. So that's really clever. I mean, look, it stops right up there. Also, another thing that Formula did was they put a false floor right here so you can mount things as well. Battery, trim pump, K-plane pump, and you'll see right back there, it ends. So kudos to Formula. You're not drilling any screws through the hull on accident, so all good things. But what I wanted to show you guys is I got the K-plane pump in, bedded to the floor. I had to make a new ground cable for it. I had to splice in some wiring because this thing used to be mounted on the wall like its brother is over there. And then got positive cable hooked up, my switch controls wired in. So on these, I mean, they're all the same. Like this setup and this setup, it's like the exact same style pump with its hydraulic hoses, but green up, blue down, ground wire to the chassis here. Positive goes back here. So anyway, and I have a couple spare wires. I'm not sure what these go to. Could be old systems, could be old wiring for this K-plane, but once we get batteries in here, we'll put some new AGM start batteries back in here. But once we put batteries in, we'll figure out what turns on and what doesn't. So mission accomplished down here for now. It's fairly clean. One thing I am kind of percolating in my brain is these connectors were for the PCM motors, and I obviously have the round Mercruiser connectors. So I'm going to figure out if I can splice or adapt this 8-pin to fit my Mercruiser round pin, and that's what plugs in right to the back of the motor once the motor's in here. So that's where we're at. See, both sides have it, and then look, it even has a orange wire, which normally goes to our starter, but the Mercruiser wiring harness already has one on it. So again, we're gonna have to see what's going on here. This mounts to our starter, this will mount to our other starter. Ground wire from that engine I was showing you will go over to the battery, and then we'll do that crossover ground in the middle, which would be somewhere right here, and everything should be grounded properly from there. So yeah, that's our engine bay. Now I'm going to show you what I'm starting to get into up here. So being strictly nostalgic, I went ahead and purchased for $300 a set of gaffrig, however you say it, sport shifters. So the twin levers. So you have levers for shifting and levers for throttles. This boat came with just a dual setup. I'm not sure in '85 they actually had those. Maybe somebody can correct me, but none of the old boats that I've seen had the twin shifters. So anyway, I got this unbolted. This is through bolted to the console here, so I need to go under my access port down here. I brought some tools up and loosen this up so I can pull this up. My thought is I'd like to reuse the shifter cables because they are nice and smooth, and the throttle cables, but we're gonna have to see how they're mounted into these Quicksilver throttles and shifters. The new shifter and throttle came with new cables, so if I have to, I will use those cables, and I've got about probably 15 to 20 feet of run here to cover. And actually it's not bad at all getting through there. There's a little portal and then in and around to where they mount in the engine bay. So we'll see. Let me pop that up and figure out if I can reuse these shifter and throttle cables. Well, that answers that. I got this all loose and out. These are in great shape, so I'll keep them. But the shifter cables are literally riveted into the shifter mechanism. So these cables are going to get clip snipped and pulled straight through the boat. So I got to go grab some snippers. And where are they living? Huh, up there. Where are you guys? Are you in the bundle here? No, surely not. Down low? I don't know, I need a light. Anybody got a light? Yeah, you have a light. Come here. It appears that they are... Oh, I found them. They're in this little tube here, covered by carpet. You guys, can you see that? That little wedge. So I'm gonna, I guess, pull them out of that. That's interesting. Whatever. Okay. First and foremost, I gotta disconnect everything from the engine room because there's lots of zip ties and whatnot holding them in place. Oh well. That wasn't so bad. I had a little hang up where it made the like 90 to come up, but otherwise they slid right out. There they all are, a nice set of Quicksilver shifters. I guess I'll save them and possibly sell them, but let me go. The new ones are sitting on this one platform. Let me go grab them. Ho, 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 ho. Oh yes. Listen to that. Yeah. Now that is nostalgic for me. Just like the 242 SR1 had. And rightfully so. This boat will have them. So there we go. I am gonna have to modify the hole that they go into the boat here. This is actually a piece of metal. By the looks of it, and this is just guesstimating, I need to widen this about 1/2 inch on both sides, and I need to elongate it. Probably 2 inches. So 1 inch on each side. I'm probably gonna go up though. There's nothing up here other than fiberglass. So we'll go out 1/2, up 2. I'll measure everything so it's perfect. But right now I can get this thing started. Heading through, well, you know what? We're gonna widen our hole before I thread all these cables through. It's actually not that hard of a job to thread the cables, so let's widen this hole. 7 1/4, but we're gonna cheat that by 1/4, so we'll go 7 1/2, and then what's our width here? Our width is, flip this. It's cold. I've only got one hand. 4. 4 is a good number. 4 by 7 1/4. There we go.
Do you want one vibrating buddy thing?
Yes. It's just showing Harry, but check out this coring piece. It's actually a really nice layup for dash and deck material. Little foam or some sort of composite coring in the middle. And then no skimping on glass, that's for sure. That's a nice little piece. If that speaks to, I mean, I can even see it here. It's how the deck is built too, but very nice. Like to see that out of Formula in the 80s too. Very consistent layup. Yeah. All right, so I've got my hole cut. I got a couple more scraps here too. Hang on. Let me grab these. Oh, hang on. Oh, I can't grab everything at once. There we go. Hole's cut. Now let's check and see how good of a job did. Again, I measured several times, but I'm gonna have to feed my cables through to figure out if this is gonna work or not. Look at that, perfect cut. I missed, there's a little bolt that holds the whole thing together at the bottom, bolt and nut. I forgot about that in my distance when I was measuring, so I had to cut a little recess hole, but everything's covered. And check this out, I mean, boom. That's what we want. That is beautiful and comfortable. And then our shifters, which it'll be that smooth because these are velvet drives. So, freaking love to see that. Uh-oh. My little boot is falling out right here. Go back in your hole, little booty. Go back in your hole, Mr. Boot. I'll have to figure that out with a screwdriver. Anyway, that's meant. I'm gonna get that bolted down, and we'll be done with the shifters. And you can just see in our engine bay, easy run. I'll let these dangle free until we get the engines mounted up, and then possibly recover them with the carpet. I mean, not really necessary, but we'll probably do that. There's one spot where they were hung with a zip tie back here. I'll re-add that so it's up off my pumps. And then there you go. There are the cables. Just 4 standard Morse shifter cables. That'll get adapters on the ends to work for shifting and throttling. Love that. Okay, Harry and I came to go look at propellers, and our question was, so I have 3 sets of propellers now. We have the ones in the boxes, which I have no idea what those are. Allegedly, these were purchased aftermarket.
What's in the box?
To get a better top speed, better cruising speed, and those are the Chris Crafts propellers.
Okay.
Which are also TRS props.
They're kind of cute. Look how round they are.
I know. What are what pitch are those?
I can't read, so this might be a problem.
They did really little metal print from back in the day.
Right there.
Oh, they just say Mirage.
JWJE, whatever that means.
You can't tell the pitch just by looking at them, Harry? Smelling them?
Tasting them? 23.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You think? Maybe.
I don't know.
So these are Quicksilvers, which, again, these are the sexiest versions.
But the problem with those
23 pitch, Quicksilver.
is look how small the surface area on the blades is. And then it doesn't have a reverse cone on it, so you're never going to be able to go backwards.
That is true.
Yeah. But those are sexier.
Do you think there'll be no backing ability with these?
I mean, I think eventually it'll go somewhere.
It's just going to take a little bit.
A mild breeze will just set you off in any direction.
So I don't know. You guys tell me. Do you think these came on the boat originally? I doubt it, but they do look like the proppiest props out of this batch. And then what are these extra ones? The old man props. 4813 Mirage Plus, because everything's a freaking Mirage. What does it even mean, Harry?
I don't know. They chose a word and then they went with it.
14.63 pitch, 23. So those are 23. Flow torque hub.
Nice.
Yeah.
If I were you, I would run anything but the pointy boys.
But I love
if you
the
go to
pointy.
like a show, put the pointy boys on.
Okay,
like,
fine. Yeah.
I feel like those are going to be horrible at everything.
Out of the water, pointy boys.
Yeah.
In the water.
I'll polish them too. We can make them look really cool.
Old man props.
Yes. Probably. Maybe.
Probably.
Try them all.
I mean, we're going to try them all. I have a feeling that those are the exact same props as what are in these boxes, but hey.
We should also go and rebed everything that's not drive housings. Because whatever's going on here.
That's bottom paint. They sanded all the bottom paint off. Look underneath the boat. Yeah.
Oh, but they didn't sand it all off.
Well,
Oh,
no.
but look how shiny it is under. They
I know.
Barrier coated or anything.
They didn't scuff it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's great. You use the boat 3 times, it'll all sheet off.
That's right.
Sweet.
Yeah, bottom paint loves to eject itself at 60 miles an hour. I mean, I have no doubt that it does not stay on very well at 60 miles an hour. But, okay. The next day, I figured out all these are riveted on, so I can't use these little shifter linkages, so I'll have to get some different ones. So we're just gonna go ahead and cut out that hole in the dash and then run the wiring, or the cables, back to their spots and just set them there for the meantime. Oh. And Harry's gonna do some more chipping. And my hands are cold, really cold. Dude, you'll be like done today.
Oh, we'll be done today. I got 2 audiobooks lined up. It's
Sweet.
Great.
Then you can cut the transom.
Yeah.
And then this thing will be done until it's warmer out.
Yeah. I think that's that vinyl boot stripe stuff.
No.
I also have on Skipjack that I don't talk about because I was too lazy to paint it.
It kind of looks like masking tape.
I don't think it's masking. I think that's vinyl. Someone went and did a boot stripe, but they were too lazy to.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right. It's vinyl.
Every once in a while. Yeah, hold on. Wait, ready? Yep, vinyl.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You can tell by the way it is.
You can tell by the way it is. You can also tell by the way it isn't.
God, I love that. So smooth. That's sweet. All right, that is done. We have upgraded shifters to exactly what they should be for this whole aesthetic. I mean, just hang on. Let me get rid of this real quick. It's dusty up here, don't mind the mess. Just bask in this aesthetic here. I love it so much. Just sitting down here. Boom. Yeah. This is it. All of it. Just takes you back in time. This thing's a little time machine. Freaking awesome. Okay, guess it's time to do some cleaning. More prep work for these Mercruiser converted engines to come in here. So I have nice fuel filters, housings. I mean, these are pretty standard. But I'm gonna use the ones that are in the boat. So what I need to do is swap out some fittings and block off some things. So the old PCM fuel systems had supply and return, but the way they did it, so we got our supply from the tanks here and here, those two right there, that come into the filter housing. That's all fine, but then it had these return lines, which the return lines went back to the fuel fill right there. So it actually had this little, you know, Y or T, so the fuel could return back and then drain itself back in the tank. I don't like that at all. And the Mercruiser system doesn't have that. It's all contained in itself. So it returns in its own loop on the engine. So we're gonna block that off, remove these return lines. We'll keep our supply lines. I got a little block off plug for the return here, and then I've got 2 fittings that'll go down here for supply and return, that goes directly to the Mercruiser line. So we're going to take care of those real quick with our new plugs and fittings right here. Well, not new, but the ones from the Mercury system. So I don't know. So I don't know if you guys just saw me looking around there for a second, but I just realized that I don't have a bilge pump. And if I think back to my 242 SR1, I had one of those like self-priming wall-mounted bilge pumps. So if I can explain this, it was mounted like right back in here, and there was a hose that ran down to the bottom of the bilge, and then wiring came up and over from somewhere, and then of course it exited out the side just like a normal bilge does. But it was like a remote self-priming pump, so I actually have one in the shop. I'm gonna see if it's gonna work for this situation, but right now I'm trying to locate the wiring that it would have gone to, and the only loose wiring that I have is this over here, which could be bilge pump wiring, and also these two. So I'm not sure. I guess we're gonna test it out. I do have a random float switch right up here, so I don't know. We're gonna see. I mean, which direction does that? Yeah, it goes this way. So again, I don't have any extra wires hanging around that look like they could be for a bilge pump. So, oh man, did I break something? Oh, I broke a fitting on my trim pump. I'm gonna have to replace that. Dang. All right, anyway, so I don't know, maybe instead of back on this wall, maybe I mount my bilge pump over here, which it looks like it could have been right here before, and then run a hose down and into the bilge. I mean, honestly, that or that might be what it was. Alright. So, something just interesting. I'm walking you guys through this as it's happening. I just got off the phone with the machine shop that's got one of the Gen 6 Mercury blocks. It's just a big block Chevy block, 454, and those 088 heads and crank that came out of the Chris Craft. So I already have one back, but we had to throw that set of heads away. But the block's bored 30 over and the crank's polished, new bearings and everything. So they're doing that exact same thing to the other block, but turns out the heads are actually usable. But that kind of adds a additional dilemma. The 088 heads are really hard to come by. The iron 088, like original heads, are really hard to come by. So the goal with this set of engines is it's going to go in a twin engine boat, and both engines are going to be built the exact same, obviously. And in that case, if I use the original 088 heads, I have to find another set that are just built the exact same as the set that I have off of the machine shop right now. So herein lies the problem, is you go to the old internets, and I could reach out to some Facebook groups. I might do that, but really with those heads, I'm only gonna be running stock power through them. They just don't exist. Like, it's all peanut port, it's all different aftermarket heads, it's dart heads, it's, you know, I'm just scrolling through Facebook Marketplace right now. There's nothing. Let's see, new GM big block heads. What are these? Pair of brand new high performance GM block cylinder heads, square port, GM4. See, I have the Anyway, they want $3,000 for those heads. That's crazy. And even if you go onto the internets, I mean, there's literally nothing. You go to eBay, and here is a used set on eBay for what, 500? Oh, it's only one, and it's already sold. So look at that. Okay. Anyway, long story short, I could wait for a set to pop up and then have them rebuilt by this machine shop, but I want to build these blocks to 500 horsepower. So to do that, I need to upgrade the cam. If I'm going to upgrade the cam, I need different springs in my heads, probably different valves, and then we're going to go carbureted with this block, dry exhaust, or carbureted with this engine and dry exhaust. So all that said, it sounds like a lot more of a pain in the butt to find another set of 0888 heads, so I actually may sell those heads to the machine shop. And if you're watching this and you're interested in a pair of 0888 heads, I might have them hold them for a little while in case one of you guys is interested in purchasing them. But long story short, I'm gonna buy 2 sets of aluminum heads that are built for 500 horsepower range for those engine builds. So we'll have twin 500 horsepower, 460 cubic inch big block Chevys with aluminum performance heads. So there you go. Just got that call from the shop, so somebody from there is going to call me back and we're going to talk through some options. I'm probably going to buy the heads from those guys since they know what they're doing and they're willing to help me out with the 088 heads that I have in purchasing them. So there you go. Kind of fun engine work that's going on in the meantime outside of the Formula engine install, which are just a couple lame 380 horsepower peanut port heads. So I started making a list here. So to get this Formula running and driving again, I need 2 batteries. We're gonna do 2 Group 26 1000 CCA starting batteries, that bilge pump I talked about, spark plug wires, exhaust manifolds, and risers. That's assumed. Harness plug adapters. So I actually bought the flat 8-pin to Mercury 10-pin harness plug adapters. So we'll see if that works. Shift cable. Linkages. I need linkages for the ends to make them work with the posts and pegs that are on the existing transmission and throttle bodies. What else? I'm sure there's other things that aren't going to wake up on the boat that we'll have to buy, but everything else looks pretty solid. So that's my list for right now. And honestly, in regards to the boat, I'm pretty much done for the engines and boat prep for the time being. So that's going to be it for this video. A lot of good progress on the Formula 302 SR1, updates on the 500 horsepower engine builds that I'll be doing in the future, which will actually be builds, not just Frankensteining some engines together. But we're using all the parts and stuff that we have that came off of the salvage boat, the Chris Craft that we destroyed. So that boat isn't totally a waste. It produced a lot of great parts that are going to go into this Formula and other boat projects as well. So as always, thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. It's cold, so I'm warming up in my truck, but it's only 3:45, so I'm gonna go back inside and get a few more things done with Harry. All right, crew, see ya.